Is your evening routine killing your manhood? 5 habits to stop men's sexual health. Have you ever wondered why, even though you hit the gym consistently 4 to 5 times a week, eat reasonably well, and even drink whey protein, your performance down there keeps declining? You start avoiding intimate moments, finding excuses because you're afraid of failing midway. And the worst part? You think it's because of your age, or worse, you think you're broken for good. Before diving into the main content, I need to emphasize that all information in this video is for reference and educational purposes only, based on published scientific research. I am not a doctor, and this video does not replace professional medical advice. Especially important, some techniques I'll mention in this video, such as mouth taping during sleep, are health trends being widely discussed but also controversial in the medical community. This technique is not suitable for everyone, especially if you have respiratory issues, asthma, COPD, chronic nasal congestion, loud snoring or sleep apnea, acute sinusitis. Any issues related to airways. Always consult with a doctor or medical professional before implementing any changes to your health habits, especially if you have underlying conditions or are taking medications. If during any technique you feel uncomfortable, have difficulty breathing, or experience unusual symptoms, stop immediately and see a doctor. Hitting the pain point. Now, let me tell you a harsh truth. The problem isn't your age. Many 25-year-old guys are experiencing the same thing. The problem isn't some serious medical condition either. The truth is, men's erectile function is extremely sensitive to lifestyle, especially what you do during those golden hours from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m., the time most of us think we're relaxing after a tiring workday. But in reality, these seemingly harmless habits are the silent knives cutting off blood circulation and depleting testosterone, the lifeblood of masculine vitality. Promise and preview. In today's video, I'm going to expose the 5 most harmful evening habits that, according to research, nearly 90% of modern men fall victim to without even knowing it. More importantly, I'll show you how to reverse the situation with just a few small but extremely effective changes. No medications needed, no expensive treatments. You just need to understand how your body actually works. Watch this entire video because habit number 3 might be the biggest shock for 99% of you watching. Habit number 1, loading up on too much sugar and starch at dinner. The familiar picture. Picture this. After a stressful workday, you get home around 7-8 p.m., hungry and exhausted. You eat a hearty dinner with a heaping bowl of rice, maybe add some noodles, some fried crispy food, and finish with bubble tea or soda to de-stress. Sounds pretty normal, right? But this is the most dangerous trap. The physiological mechanism behind it, the battle between insulin and nitric oxide. When you load up on large amounts of sugar and starch in the evening, your blood glucose levels skyrocket like a rocket. To handle this massive sugar load, your pancreas has to work overtime, secreting a massive amount of insulin. Initially, everything's fine, but long term, just after a few months to a few years, your body will fall into insulin resistance. This means cells no longer obey insulin, and the result? Sugar isn't efficiently metabolized, leading to belly fat accumulation, what we call visceral fat. And here's the key point that 99% of men don't know. Belly fat isn't just a cosmetic issue. It's where the enzyme aromatase is produced, a dangerous enemy that specializes in converting testosterone, masculine hormone, into estrogen, feminine hormone. Meaning the more belly fat you have, the more your testosterone plummets. But there's something even more dangerous. High blood sugar also directly attacks the pathway that produces nitric oxide. No, the most important substance for erectile function. Nitric oxide is like the on-off switch for your blood vessels. When NO is produced, blood vessels dilate, blood flows powerfully into the penis. No, toss, no erection. Simple as that. How sugar destroys nitric oxide. Your body creates nitric oxide through 2 main pathways. Pathway 1, using the enzyme nitric oxide synthase, NOS, to convert arginine and oxygen into NO. But when blood sugar is consistently high, this NOS enzyme gets broken. It can't function normally anymore. This is why taking supplements with arginine or citrulline often doesn't work, because the production factory has already been destroyed. Pathway 2, through eating foods high in nitrate, green vegetables. These nitrates are converted into NO by bacteria in the mouth and stomach. But if you eat lots of sugar and few vegetables, this pathway also gets blocked. The result? Your body gradually loses its ability to produce nitric oxide, the substance that determines 80% of your erectile capability. Direct impact on Junior. Remember when I said erections are essentially a hydraulic process? Imagine your home's plumbing system. If the pipes are clogged or hardened, water can't flow strongly. High blood sugar damages the vascular endothelium, where nitric oxide is produced. This endothelium is essentially the inner skin of blood vessels. When damaged, they become rigid, stiff, and less flexible. When that happens, no matter how much the brain commands an erection, blood can't fully pump into the cavernous bodies. Inflammation. The silent killer. High sugar also causes chronic inflammation in the body. Inflammation is enemy thrower one of nitric oxide. When the body is inflamed, immune cells secrete substances called free radicals. These free radicals eat away at nitric oxide the moment it's created. Imagine you have a power plant, but as soon as electricity is generated, it leaks away. That's exactly what's happening with your nitric oxide when you eat too much sugar in the evening. Specific solutions? 3 steps to reverse. Step 1. The 3 hours before bed rule. Don't consume additional calories within 3 hours of sleeping. This allows the body to stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and begin repairing the vascular endothelium while you sleep. Step 2. Nitric oxide boosting menu. Increase nitrate-rich greens. Beets, arugula, spinach, celery, bok choy, high-quality protein. Salmon, rich in omega-3 that reduces inflammation. Chicken breast, eggs. Add healthy fats. Avocado, walnuts, pure olive oil. Vitamin C-rich fruits. Oranges, kiwi, strawberries. Vitamin C protects from destruction. Step 3, intermittent fasting. Research shows intermittent fasting for 12 to 14 hours overnight, e.g. dinner at 7 p.m., breakfast at 9 a.m. helps. Improve endothelial function, making them produce better, reduce systemic inflammation, naturally increase testosterone, stabilize insulin, reduce insulin resistance. Habit number 2, drinking with the boys and smoking, common misconception about alcohol. Many guys believe drinking a bit of alcohol will help them be more excited, bolder in the bedroom. The truth? Alcohol is a powerful central nervous system depressant. It slows down signal transmission from the brain to the genitals. The result is that even though the brain wants it, down there completely doesn't obey, a phenomenon medicine calls whiskey dick. How alcohol destroys nitric oxide. When you drink alcohol in the evening, ethanol, alcohol, is quickly absorbed into the bloodstream and attacks the liver. The liver has to work overtime to detoxify the alcohol. During this process, the liver creates many free radicals. These very free radicals destroy nitric oxide in the blood. Moreover, alcohol is a powerful diuretic, causing severe body dehydration. Dehydration means reduced blood volume in the body, a key factor for maintaining sustained firmness. When dehydrated, blood becomes thicker, flows slower, and is harder to pump into the penis. Shocking number. Just 2 beers, about 24 Oz, can reduce nitric oxide production by 40% for 3 to 4 hours. This means even if you drink beer at 8 p.m., your erectile ability is still seriously affected until midnight, 1 a.m. The terrible harm of cigarettes, vape. If alcohol is the silent saboteur, then cigarettes are the direct, brutal assassin. Nicotine in cigarettes is enemy number 1 of nitric oxide. No, the substance that helps dilate blood vessels so blood can flow into the penis. Each cigarette you smoke in the evening does 2 extremely dangerous things. 1. Destroys nitric oxide immediately. Cigarette smoke contains thousands of toxic chemicals, including carbon monoxide, CO, and free radicals. They eat up nitric oxide in the blood within just a few minutes. 2. Constricts blood vessels. Nicotine activates the sympathetic nervous system, causing blood vessels to constrict. When blood vessels constrict, blood cannot flow into the penis, even if nitric oxide is present. Research at Johns Hopkins University shows men who smoke have 2 times higher risk of erectile dysfunction compared to non-smokers. And if you both drink and smoke, that number jumps to 3 to 4 times. Vape isn't safer either. Many people think switching to vape will be safer. Wrong. Vape still contains nicotine, sometimes even higher than regular cigarettes. Nicotine still destroys nitric oxide and constricts blood vessels just the same. Practical advice: minimize alcohol consumption to maximum 1 to 2 times a week. If drinking, only 1 to 2 beers, or 1.7 Oz hard liquor, and drink plenty of extra water, at least 16 Oz water for each beer. Absolutely no alcohol within 4 hours before action. Try to quit smoking completely if you want to maintain performance after 40. If can't quit immediately, gradually reduce the number of cigarettes daily. Habit number 3, pulling all-nighters and blue light. The silent assassin shocking number. Scientists at the University of Chicago proved a harsh truth. Just 1 week of sleeping 5 hours per night, and your masculine hormone levels will evaporate by 15%. Let me do the math to show you how terrible this is. Normally, men only lose 1% testosterone naturally per year. So after just 7 days of staying up late, you've personally burned through 15 years of junior's prime. Why is this the link between sleep and nitric oxide? Over 70% of men's daily testosterone is produced during deep sleep, REM, the phase from 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. If you stay up until 1, 2 a.m. scrolling TikTok, watching movies, or gaming, you're personally eliminating this precious hormone supply. But that's not all. During deep sleep, the body is also maintaining your nitric oxide system. The vascular endothelium is repaired. No producing cells are regenerated. If you lack sleep, this maintenance process doesn't occur, leading to increasingly poor nitric oxide production. The largest nitric oxide storage, you won't believe where. Do you know where the largest nitric oxide storage in the body is? It's not the heart, brain, or penis, but rather your nasal sinuses. That's right. The tissue in the nasal sinuses contains a lot of NOS enzyme, the substance needed to produce nitric oxide. When you breathe through your nose, nitric oxide is released and travels through the blood throughout the body, including the penis. But when you breathe through your mouth, especially during sleep, you're shutting off the body's largest nitric oxide supply. Nasal breathing produces 3 to 5 times more nitric oxide than mouth breathing. Solution: mouth taping. During sleep. Extremely important safety note. The technique of mouth taping during sleep is being used by many people to improve nasal breathing, increase nitric oxide, and improve sleep quality. However, this is a controversial technique and not suitable for everyone. Absolutely do not perform this technique if you have sleep apnea, untreated asthma, COPD, or any respiratory issues, chronic nasal congestion, acute sinusitis, any condition affecting airways, currently have a cold, fever, nasal congestion due to allergies. If you're healthy and want to try, only use specialized medical tape, gentle, easy to remove. Apply vertically, not horizontally across entire mouth. Try for 30 minutes while awake to get familiar first. If you feel any discomfort, remove immediately. Must consult an ENT doctor or sleep specialist before trying. Some people report positive results such as deeper sleep, increased testosterone, abundant nitric oxide, strong morning erections, morning wood returns. But repeating, this is not a solution for everyone. Safety is always priority number 1. Safer alternative solutions. Instead of mouth taping, you can practice conscious nasal breathing during the day. Sleep on your side instead of back. Reduces mouth breathing. Use a humidifier to keep nasal passages clear. Thoroughly treat any nose, jaw, sinus issues if present. Blue light, the invisible enemy. Blue light from phone screens suppresses melatonin, sleep hormone. When melatonin is low, cortisol levels, stress hormone, rise. Cortisol and testosterone are like two ends of a seesaw. When one goes up, the other goes down. Moreover, blue light also causes inflammation in the body, increasing free radicals, the destroyers of nitric oxide. Just 2 hours of looking at a phone screen before bed can reduce melatonin by 50% and increase inflammation by 30%. First warning sign: you no longer experience morning salute. The disappearance of morning wood is an early warning bell for erectile dysfunction. Morning wood occurs because during deep sleep, the body pumps blood into the penis to maintain tissue and test the nitric oxide system. If no more morning wood, your nitric oxide and testosterone are at very low levels. Safe and effective solutions. Step 1. Turn off electronic devices at least 90 minutes before bed. Step 2. Ensure 7 to 8 hours of sleep and go to bed before 11 p.m. Step 3. Practice conscious nasal breathing instead of mouth taping if unsure about health. Step 4. Use night mode or blue light blocking glasses if you must use your phone. Habit number 4. Mental stress. Bringing work to bed. Modern stress picture. Many guys have the habit of checking work emails, worrying about deadlines, or arguing with their partner right before bed. Stress activates the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight mode. In this state, the body prioritizes pumping blood to the heart and muscles for survival, not to the genitals. Stress kills nitric oxide. When you're stressed, the body secretes cortisol and adrenaline. These two hormones do two extremely harmful things. 1. Destroy NOS enzyme. High cortisol reduces the activity of nitric oxide synthase enzyme, the factory producing no. Less no's, less no can't achieve erection. 2. Constrict blood vessels. Adrenaline causes blood vessels to constrict, preventing blood from flowing into the penis, even if nitric oxide is present. Research shows just 15 minutes of stress can reduce nitric oxide production by 60% and needs 2 to 3 hours to recover. Performance anxiety, vicious cycle. Worrying about, will I perform well, is also a form of psychological stress that silently destroys erectile ability. The more you worry, the less nitric oxide. The less nitric oxide, the more you fail. The more you fail, the more you worry. It's a dangerous, vicious cycle. Solution: activate nitric oxide. Through breathing. Box breathing technique. Inhale 4 seconds. Through nose. Hold 4 seconds. Exhale 4 seconds. Through mouth. Hold 4 seconds. Repeat 5 to 10 times. This technique activates the parasympathetic system, relaxation nervous system, reducing cortisol and increasing nitric oxide production. Just 2 to 3 minutes of box breathing practice can increase no by 30%. Humming technique. Here's a secret few people know. Humming for 30 seconds can increase nitric oxide by 15 times. When you hum, the vibration from the larynx stimulates the nasal sinuses, the largest no storage. This vibration releases nitric oxide into the blood immediately. Try now. Hum for 30 seconds. You'll feel your sinuses vibrating gently. Do this 3 to 4 times daily, especially in the evening before bed. Write to free your brain. Write down tomorrow's tasks, current worries. The brain will feel relieved because it doesn't have to remember anymore, reducing cortisol, increasing nitric oxide production capacity. Habit. 5. Hot baths and tight underwear temperature science. The truth about testicles. There's a very clear evolutionary reason why testicles are located outside the male body instead of inside like women's ovaries. That's because testicles need a temperature about 4 to 5 degrees lower than body temperature, around 93-95 degrees, to efficiently produce testosterone and sperm. When you soak in a hot bath at 108 degrees for 20 to 30 minutes in the evening, a habit many guys think is relaxing, you're unknowingly raising testicular temperature to dangerous levels. High temperature reduces the activity of Leydig cells, testosterone-producing cells, and can paralyze hormone production capability for several hours afterward. Not only that, high temperature also reduces nitric oxide production in the genital area, the tight underwear trap. But this isn't even the biggest problem. Many guys have the habit of wearing tight boxers or fitted shorts all day long, even when sleeping, because they think it's manly or neat. The truth? This is one of the most harmful mistakes, not just about temperature, but also blood circulation. Harm of tight underwear, blocking nitric oxide circulation. When you wear underwear that's too tight, you're creating an incubator around the genital area with 3 serious harms. 1. Temperature rise. Tight fabric traps heat, raising testicular temperature by 4 to 5 degrees above necessary levels. It's like you're warming up a part that needs to be cool to function well. High temperature, reduced testosterone, reduced nitric oxide. 2. Restricted blood circulation. This is the most important point. Tight underwear creates pressure on blood vessels in the groin and perineum area. When blood vessels are compressed, blood cannot circulate well to the genital area. Less blood means less oxygen and nutrients, leading to vascular endothelium not being nourished, reduced nitric oxide production, Leydig cells lacking oxygen, reduced testosterone production, pelvic floor gradually weakening, reduced erectile controllability. 3. Toxin accumulation. The genital area needs ventilation so sweat and waste products through the skin can escape. When tightly bound, toxins accumulate, causing infections. Infection destroys nitric oxide. Alarming numbers. A study published in the journal Human Reproduction showed men wearing tight underwear have sperm count reduced by up to 25% and testosterone concentration decreased by about 10 to 15% compared to those wearing loose underwear. Especially those who have the habit of wearing tight underwear while sleeping when the body needs to recover and produce hormones most, the harm is twice as severe. Specific solutions. About bathing. Bathe in moderately warm water, 97-100 degree Grav. Avoid soaking in hot baths for more than 15 minutes. Finish by rinsing the genital area with cool water for 30 seconds to cool the system. Cool water stimulates blood circulation, helps nitric oxide flow better. About underwear. Switch to wearing loose boxers made from breathable cotton material. Best is to wear nothing while sleeping to ensure optimal temperature and blood circulation. During the day, avoid overly tight jeans, tight khakis. The 8-hour rule, let the genital area be free at least 8 hours each night. This is the golden time for the body to recover, produce testosterone and nitric oxide. Activated sitting technique. If you sit all day for work, apply the activated sitting technique. Every 30 minutes, gently contract pelvic floor muscles 10 times like you're trying to hold in urine. Shift your weight, rotate gently, don't sit still in one place too long. These small movements create shearing forces in blood vessels, stimulating the endothelium to produce more nitric oxide use. Specially designed sitting cushions, activation cushion to automatically encourage movement, improve blood circulation to the perineum area. You see, men's erectile function isn't something too distant or complex. It's the direct result of what you eat in the evening, what time you sleep, your mood, and how you care for your body during those golden hours from 8 p.m. until bedtime. We've gone through 5 harmful habits together: loading up on too much sugar and starch, abusing alcohol and cigarettes, staying up late with blue light, psychological stress, and inappropriate temperatures. Each habit is a silent knife cutting off the lifeblood of masculine vitality, that is nitric oxide. Remember, nitric oxide is the on-off switch for erections. No nitric oxide on, no erection, no matter how healthy or young you are. Encouragement. But what's the good news? Change doesn't need to happen immediately. You don't need to be perfect starting tonight. Start with the smallest thing. Tonight, go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Practice conscious nasal breathing instead of mouth taping if unsure. Cut back a bit on sweets, increase greens, turn off your phone before getting in bed. Hum for 30 seconds before sleep. Remove tight underwear when sleeping. These small changes, when maintained consistently, will turn the nitric oxide switch back on and create a huge difference in just 7 to 10 days. Once again, I remind you, all information in this video is for reference only, based on published scientific research. Always consult with a doctor or medical professional before implementing any changes to your health habits, especially if you have underlying conditions, are taking medications, or have any health concerns. Techniques such as mouth taping during sleep, intermittent fasting, or major dietary changes should all be done under medical professional supervision. Call to action. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to receive more scientific knowledge about men's health. Please comment below which of the 5 habits are you guilty of and which habit will you start changing first. See you in the next video. Take care of yourself safely and scientifically because you deserve a complete life.